Alright, in this review I will be talking about Holiday in the Park at Six Flags America. I got to visit in December of 2016. This was the first year of this event, so I really got a feel for it. I only spent a day there, but I really got to walk around the park quite a bit. It was a super quiet day, so no one was there, so I really got to experience everything. So I'll be giving all of my major thoughts in this review. Now please note that in this review I will not be talking about the park itself or any of the rides or attractions. I'll be actually discussing the lights and the actual event part of this. So all of the shows, anything that is new and that you can't find at the park any other time of year. Because a lot of people will kind of give this park a negative vibe, say, oh, it isn't that good. But they've done plenty of good things before, and I think that this is a good event. I think they did a good job with Holiday in the Park. So I don't want people to confuse it with, oh, maybe the park isn't so good, so the event isn't so good. That's actually quite the opposite of how I think. I was not overwhelmed with Holiday in the Park, but I was also pleasantly surprised at some things. Let's take, for instance, the shows. I really got to see one, and then I got a little taste at another. But the one I saw was Defenders of the North, and this was awesome, guys. This was a great show. Six Flags America, what they have done is they have taken two elves who find this book that releases a bunch of the evil people from Christmas stories, such as Krampus, Scrooge, and then Jackie Frost, which is Jack Frost's sister. And so it's about their quest to put them back in this magical book because they're trying to take over the North Pole, kill Santa sort of thing. And so it involves a bunch of sword fighting with candy canes and a bunch of action stunts. And it was awesome, guys. This was a great show. I'd highly recommend seeing it, and I hope that they have this in the future. I was really impressed with it. It did have a lot of corny one-liners or funny gags for the little ones, but they'd go into the audience, they'd incorporate some stunts that you don't often see at theme parks. So I was really impressed with that show. I thought they did a really good job. I also saw this one that was mainly about singing and dancing inside this one area by Mind Eraser. I didn't see too much of that. I actually walked in right at the end. But it seemed like a cool show because you could sit down and eat while they perform. So I think the shows are a good plus of this event. But talking about the actual lights, what they've done is they have taken each area of the park and kind of given it a whole separate theme. So the area by Mind Eraser is the North Pole. Everything there is Santa Claus themed. You can go and meet Santa there, you can go into Mrs. Claus's kitchen, that sort of thing. They also have a candy cane wonderland sort of thing, where they've taken the trees and they've decorated them in candy cane type lights, peppermint projections on the ground, and that was really neat. I did like that area. The front entry area of the park is all green and red lights. It's a pretty generic theme, but I don't think they want to go with this huge theme for the front of the park. They kind of want to go with a pretty neutral theme, and I think that was very suitable. And then over to the right, you actually have your kind of traditional Christmas area. You have your gold and white lights, and you actually have a manger scene there, which was something that I didn't expect to see at Six Flags Holiday in the Park, but I was very pleasantly surprised to find a manger scene, which I loved. And then the other areas of the park aren't as boldly themed. The area by Roar is kind of all white lights, and then you also have some fire pits there, which I thought was a very nice touch. So I was impressed at the amount of lights. Now that being said, I think one thing that caught me off guard was I didn't expect half of the park to be closed for this event. Yeah, you heard me right. Basically, everything from Gotham City over, you know that moment when you pass under Wild One? Everything on that section of the park blocked off, closed, not open. So, of course, coasters like Joker's Jinx, Superman, Batwing, yeah, those are all closed, which I was fine with. I didn't expect them to be open. But I was surprised that that area of the park wasn't open for visitors and that they didn't decorate any of it with lights. I mean, really, in retrospect, it was okay. My only real problem with it was that it felt like half of an amusement park. And that's really because it was. It eventually came to the point where I actually overestimated how much time I would need at Holiday in the Park. I thought I would need around 6 hours, and I did not at all. I got things done pretty fast, and that includes riding the roller coasters. What ended up happening was that I got there around 3, and then I stayed fairly close to closing, which was around 9. So I did end up staying about 6 hours, but really I could have left a few hours earlier than that and ended up being fine. But all in all, you don't need that much time here because this is not a full amusement park. But the areas that they have decorated I thought was very nice. I thought the themes that they had were very suitable, and the light decoration seemed very well done. So my hope is that in the future they might open up more areas of the park, maybe add new themed areas, expand the event with new shows, that sort of thing. Because the event should not be the same thing every year. They should be able to add new stuff to it. And so I would definitely consider the first year of Holiday in the Park a success. I'm glad that they're finally open in December, as with a lot of other Six Flags parks. But I think because this is their first year, they're also experimenting around, seeing what works and what doesn't. So let me know if you have been to Six Flags America's Holiday in the Park, or if you've been to any other Holiday in the Parks at other parks across the country. And of course, you can stay tuned for more reviews, which are coming soon to Coaster Studios. Thank you guys so much for watching.